You're now listening to the Chewing Grounds podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 14th of the Chewing Grounds podcast, and this is actually my first episode as a solo. I'm just gonna be here, no guest. And the reason is because I am pre-filming these about 2 to 3 weeks in advance. It's actually October 6th when I'm filming this, and that's because I'm gonna be in Europe at the time that this is gonna be uploaded, and this is gonna be for 3 or 4 episodes. Just gonna be solo podcasts, and how these are gonna go because I don't have a guest. It's not gonna be about anyone else. It's actually gonna be about me. I'm gonna talk to you guys about some stories that I have planned, some things going on, and they're all going to be about an hour long, maybe a little bit longer. I know today's episode is just going to be an hour long because I have my family coming over at 7:30, which is an hour from now, because we have to film something that I can't really tell you guys too much about, but it might be for TV. So that's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, so just hour-long podcast, just me by myself. If you guys enjoy this, please let me know. I'm going to be doing these whenever I am really booked up and busy, like whenever I have a food tour going on. If you guys didn't know, I have a main channel and I do, food tour content on that. But yeah, my whole life, people have told me that my one great ability, and I'm terrible at a lot of things, but the one thing I am really good at is talking to anyone and anything, and that includes myself. So this is going to be a true testament on, can I talk to a brick wall, aka myself and the camera, which I think I can because I'm a vlogger at the most, for the most part. So yeah, I have some topics queued up, and we're going to do some segments throughout these podcasts. I don't know if I'll be able to get through all of them today, but I have a segment in here where we're going to review and react to some movie trailers for the first time. And then I also have like current events segment where I'm going to talk to you guys about a little bit about the news, but like cool stuff, I'm not going to talk about stuff that I'm not interested in. And yeah, I have a lot of stuff planned. I hope you guys enjoy this. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the next hour. And if you guys are listening to this and not watching this, that's really fascinating. I hope you guys like the sound of my voice. This is actually really interesting to me because, I get to just talk about just me, which is pretty fun, and selfish, which is great. All right, so let's see what the first topic of the day is. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about Europe. So I am going to Europe on October 17th. I am flying. I'm going to be in London, and then after that, we're going to Venice. We're going to be seeing Matteo and hopefully Gianluca if he's free, which is one of the guests on my 2 podcasts ago. You guys haven't checked that out. You guys should. This is probably like my second or third most viewed podcast, which is pretty fun. Huge thanks to them for being on it. But yeah, we'll be seeing them in there, and then I'll be going to, after Venice, Florence, Mykonos, and then Pettis. And each place I am filming a food tour. So if you guys are into that content, make sure you guys subscribe to my main channel, Loon Kdo. Loon space K space DO. Film a bunch of food tours. Anyways, that's gonna be a blast. I'm super excited for Europe, dude. And I haven't seen Lauren, my girlfriend, in 2 freaking months, dude, because she's been studying abroad. I miss her so much. No, I hate her, actually. No, I'm just playing. It's actually her anniversary and her birthday that's gonna be there. That's so crazy to me. Her birthday is on October 26th, and our anniversary is on the 1st. So every year I realize that I'm going to have to stockpile presents because it goes her birthday, we enjoy Halloween, a present for literally the day after Halloween, present for anniversary, and then Christmas. So this is broke season for me. Broke back season. Broke back mountain season. Oh man, this is a real true testament at me laughing at myself for an hour straight. So here's a topic that I had, and this is all one take, by the way. I'm the only time I'm going to cut if I need to go to the bathroom or something like random. But yeah, being Asian and dating. So I wanted to tell you guys about this, and hopefully someone out there can relate or just, can get a laugh out of this. But as you guys can see, or if you guys can hear, I don't know if you guys can somehow tell through audio, but I am an Asian guy. Yes, yellow as a Simpsons character. And I'm also wearing this yellow shirt. Shout out to Go Curry for giving me this shirt. It's a dope shirt. I blend in, and I'm actually pretty much naked at this point. But yeah, so being Asian in America as a first generation American, technically not even like a 0.5 generation because I was born in Vietnam. But for the majority of my life, you have to deal with a lot of things on being Asian, whether it's, the harassment in school, basic stuff for, racism and all that shit, right? But something that I found really strange to me was that I've always gravitated towards white women. I like Hispanic girls, white women, and white women was always like like cream of the crop for me. I liked Hispanic girls, mixed girls, but it was mainly white girls. And I think that stems to the fact that I've always I guess I just want someone that is so opposite from my culture. Like, I remember watching a Bobby Lee podcast. His podcast, what's his podcast name? Tiger Belly. And he was talking about why he dates, or why he's married to his wife, Kalila. It's because she's the polar opposite of his own culture, because she's tall and, like, American, all that stuff. And how he used to only like white girls too. And I feel like I'm the same way. For him, it's for tall girls, but for me, it's white girls, because I wanted a complete different culture. Like, I wanted a culture change. There's nothing wrong with my own culture. I love my culture, but I think growing up at a young age, I had this like not shyness, but like insecurity towards my own culture. I wanted something new. I wanted something different, and I don't know. I just always dated white girls. Like, since kindergarten, dude, I was like playing freeze tag with white girls. It was weird. I was gonna mention names, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, and so pretty much my whole life, being an Asian male dating white girls, AMWF. If you guys didn't know the term, there's an actual terminology for it. I found it really hard for, I would say, about the first 21 years of my life dating, because you had to really pick and choose specific women that had a thing for, or like really open-minded, or had a specific thing for Asian guys. And it was rare, and there was always a specific type. Like, for a weird reason, a lot of dancers, like girls that danced in college or stuff, liked Asian guys. That's a weird one, because I've dated like 3 or 4, or like have been with. But yeah, so what I was gonna get to is the fact that how much culture has changed because of like people like BTS, bro. Shout out to BTS. I love you guys for this. They make great music too, but ever since BTS and, like, I would say Steven Yeun, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. He's a famous actor, and he was the Asian guy in Walking Dead. But for some people who don't know him, and like Bobby Lee, a lot of Asians coming out, and mainly BTS, this new wave of Asian men and Asian culture has been really great, honestly, because I started to see after turning 21-ish, like I was graduating college because I graduated early. I started seeing the shift in white women and women in general, bro. Like, everyone's more open-minded to dating Asian guys. Like, it's becoming more cooler. I don't think we've hit the pinnacle of like light-skinned dudes yet, because, dude, if you date a light-skinned guy, that's like cream of the crop right there. You can ask my cousin, but yeah, that's like the pinnacle. And but it's nice just finally getting noticed for once. And then I found Lauren. Well, Lauren's open-minded and always kind of have been, but I remembered the shift change, because I wasn't only just with girls that only liked K-pop, but yeah, there's a wider pool, a selection. But anyways, moving on from that. So any Asian guy out there, this is the best time for you to date and find a beautiful girlfriend like I have myself. So, rolling off of that. Also, by the way, guys, I hope you guys know that this is literally my first time ever doing a solo podcast. So if this is ever terrible, it's okay. I'll get better. First generation American problems. This is a topic I wrote down. Dude, there is so many things that ties to being a first generation American. And I know, like, it's not just an Asian thing, because Zoran, my best friend, he's also a first gen American. He goes through it too. And like, whether it's having to bring extra documents every single time you do anything in life, like college and stuff. You have to bring your original birth certificate. You got to bring a copy of that shit in English. You got all that shit, right? All the way to dealing with culture change and culture shock whenever you go to your first white person house. I'll never forget. I've been to many like other culture houses, white people houses, but my first like good memory of like a true just white person house was my friend Chance Webb. He is the epitome of a poster white child, and in the best way possible. He is, was the fraternity president back in the college days. Had the Justin Bieber swoop in high school, and all the girls loved him. And I remember I was hanging out with him, and I think Zorn was there, and he invited us to his house. And I met his dad and his dog and stuff, but it was just such an American experience. Like, I remember, first of all, you can wear your shoes inside. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck you tell me I can wear this motherfucking shoe in here? I was like, bro, this is wild. I felt like I was breaking rules, dude. Felt like I was like I walked in the house, and like I remember I looked at everyone else, and everyone was cool with not having shoes. I took 2 steps. And I was just like, this is allowed? Like, what in the fuck is going on? I felt like I was in a parallel universe, But yeah, so that was just one thing. And there's just so many things that first generation Americans will experience that I feel like no one else will experience. Because if we have kids, they become second gens, and they'll experience their own problems. Like my niece, for instance, she's 6. She's going to be on the podcast soon, I believe. 6-year-old on podcast can be great. But yeah, my niece Lana, she's dealing with different issues in the fact that she has 2 different cultures that she has to mesh with, on top of meshing with American culture, it's instilled in her, but she still has to remember some of the Vietnamese side, some of the Chinese side of her father's side. So it's just crazy. We're in a weird time, and there's no other time to be alive, I feel like, because we're experiencing every field of generations, and there's freaking old people on Facebook and TikTok, guys. Like, is there a better time in Earth to be alive? Oh, speaking of TikTok, I want to do a segment where we react to TikToks, because I don't really use TikTok that often. So I'm just gonna explore on my feed at some point. It might not be this podcast, but it might be on like the next one or the one after, where we just react to a bunch of TikToks. It's gonna be pretty interesting because I don't really use it. Oh my God, I wrote this down in my notes. So I was a really weird kid growing up, okay? And what do I mean by that? I was really shy. Like, it's shocking to me how much I've grown, because, I'm able to do YouTube, podcasting, shit like this. And dude, when I was a kid, I was so weird with flirting with girls. Like, I was so bad at it. I feel like every kid is, but dude, I was really weird. And there's this one story that I'll never forget. And I don't even think I really told anyone the stories. Or like I might have. No, I think I've been too embarrassed my whole life. So you guys get to hear it now. I'll never forget. So we were at Myrtle Beach, Dirty Myrtle. And my family went there like every year or so. And I think I had to have been like 8 or 9. I was really young. No, not. Yeah. Like 9 or 10, I would say. So like 5th grade-ish, right? Maybe 6th grade. And I remember I saw this blonde girl who was about my age, and she was super cute. She was playing in the sand or something, and like I noticed like her parents were kind of far away, but like not too far, so it wasn't like weird. But I didn't know how to hit on her. So I did. Dude, even talking about this is so embarrassing to me. So my fucking creepy ass, I wrote a heart in it in the sand, and I told her, "Hey, do you want to see something?" And then I got her to come over, and I said, "Hey, I drew this for you." And then she didn't say a fucking word. And dude, I just was like, "All right, goodbye." That was when I first ever got rejected, truly. I think, at least. I don't know, man. Being a kid was just so interesting, man. It was such a great time to be alive, that era, too, of, like, technology being introduced and everything. Like, this new era is never going to experience what it was like with AOL internet, or, like, even without a computer. Like, I remember the first few years, we didn't really have a computer. And they were, like, released, but we didn't have any. So, anyways, I was a weird kid. But next thing I want to talk about This is an interesting thing. Porn. So in the last podcast, you guys heard me and Zoran talk about how like he doesn't really watch porn, which I think is amazing. Like, if you're able to not watch porn, still be sexually active and everything normal, like that's awesome. You have so much self-control, and I feel like in this day and age with how easy accessible pornography is, like it's just so hard for me to not watch it. And I have a beautiful girlfriend that I like, I'd be watching our own shit and all that stuff. But at the same time, every now and then I gotta watch porn. Especially like now that my girlfriend's not here. It's been 2 months. Like, your boy's gotta watch porn. What I gotta say, I feel like a deviant every time I bust a nut, but it is what it is, It is what it is. And I remember, God, ever since like being little, I guess, or especially as you get older, you'll jerk off to some stuff and you'll just feel so ashamed after. Not always, but like sometimes, especially like if you get into that dark shit, bro, like gang bang, fucking crazy shit, bro. You'll like right after, like the moment, like millisecond, you bust a nut, like the great feeling, and then you're like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to hell. It's like every single time. It's just like you feel like a devil, like Lucy from Disenchanted. It's just like, yeah, you're going to hell, buddy. Oh, I should show you guys my impersonations at some point in this podcast. I don't know if I'm good at them anymore, though. I'll have to practice that before I show you guys those. Man, dude, I wrote work in here. I don't even know why I wrote work, because I don't even want to talk about work, man. I got so much shit on my goddamn plate. Like, man, and y'all got to know. So in Europe's coming up in about 11 days from the day that I'm filming this, right? It is hectic planning a motherfucking trip with your whole family, and you're the only one planning that shit. Man, I got to do everything. It's so goddamn stressful. But I'm blessed because my sister is helping pay for like a majority of it. So shout out to my sister. Although I bought her the tickets because it was a birthday present. Slight fix. So experience dating. Oh, dude, I wrote experience dating, and I know we kind of talked about that with the Asian stuff, but I want to dive deep into some crazy stories. Or not crazy stories, but like just experiences I've had in the dating world. So I don't know if you guys are tech savvy enough to know of this app called Tinder. Wait, where's the laughing track? Oh, I'm so funny. No, but Tinder, right? So, and this ties to the whole thing that I said earlier. There was a statistic that came out, I think in 2016, 2015, that the most unmatched, and it was back then, so it was before like the true BTS era, so I'm sure things updated now, but back then, so during prime college years for me, Asian men were the second least matched with group behind black women. So shout out to the black women out there. You guys, I feel your guys' pain. But yeah, so it was just so fascinating reading that shit. And you feel like a fucking insecure. I felt so insecure in college about that shit. Like, I felt like I almost had to have sex with, like lower my standards, have sex with any girl just so I can get that confidence boost of like, yeah, I fucked, bro. It's kind of interesting to just think back at it. Like, I'm so glad I'm not like that now. But yeah, dude. And also on top of that, I'm a short guy. I'm 5'4", right? And let's be real here. Most, like 96% of women want a guy that's taller than them or at least equal height, right? Lauren luckily is equal height to me. But it's natural. It's normal. It's like fucking since the sticks and stones ages, you know what I'm saying? Since they built fires, like there was probably some old caveman dude named Rara, and Rara was like, "Yo, you trying to smash?" And then like Mohalla, that's the girl's name, right? Because they're cave people, or like whatever, Homo sapiens. And then she was like, "No, I don't like Rara. I like the other dude, like John." Because he's John Stoller. So, anyways, so I'm 6'4", and I remember this was actually on Hinge, and this is obviously way before Lauren, because Lauren's my baby girl. What's your anyways? um so I remember matching with this girl who was 5'7" or 8" because on Hinge you have to you have to list your height. Um and I don't know if this girl is like just doesn't read or look into profiles, but I have my height listed on there. And we had a great conversation. Great conversation, right? Or like I wouldn't say great, but like good enough. And I was just about to ask her out on a date, but I know she's taller than me, and I always got to preference this by saying, because I don't want to make it awkward for anyone as if I'm catfishing them. So I was like, hey, just by the way, you know that I'm shorter than you, right? And she goes, oh shit, how tall are you? And I'm like, bitch, you couldn't look in the fucking profile? No, I'm just playing. I said, oh, I'm 5'4". I hope that's cool with you. And I remember her saying, I feel like I have a screenshot of this somewhere. She was like, oh yeah, is it okay if we're just friends? I'm sorry. I'm like, bitch, you think it's okay if we're friends? Fucking left her ass on red, bruh. Fuck out of here. But long story short, my experience dating has been very fascinating. Lots of ups and downs. Had to glow up on them. Baller. All right, next thing. Future and kids. Why the fuck did I write this on my notes? All right, I guess we're talking about future and kids. God, that's such a distant question. Don't you hate it when someone, well, actually, I don't hate it, but it is a pressured question when someone asks you, where do you feel like, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? It's such like a, damn, bro, 10 years from now, I don't even know what I'm doing next year, dog. Actually, that's false. I do know what I'm doing next year, but like in 2 years. But speaking of future, man, what if I call myself Future Man? I'm Future Man. That's my rapper name. It's like Future, but man. Yeah, I plan on doing these podcasts every week, trying to be consistent and get a shit ton of like great guests, and especially the ones that I really enjoyed, to get them back on here and, just follow up with everybody. But also on my main channel, I am going to ramp it up with the food tours. I've been slacking because of the start of the podcast. I actually am planning on buying a house next year, knock on wood. I hope that goes through. Yeah, I've kind of aligned everything and to buy my first house, and hopefully I'll have a dog within a year or two and a sleeve of tattoos, priorities. And dude, I'm not planning on honestly having kids till like 30, 31. And it's perfect because Lauren's like younger than me. So it's easy for me to, wait even longer because, it sucks, but it's the reality that women have to worry about their timeline. But yeah, so I'm in a good position there, but I'm honestly not even worried about that shit till way later. All right, let's see. Socializing, addiction, whenever oh, dude. All right, so I've talked about this briefly with Madison Bryant, the Miss USA North Carolina, and it brought up this topic that I wanted to like dive deep on. So a lot of people out there, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. 95% of people out there, especially under the age of 50, I would say, have an addiction to something. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, it could be a good addiction, whether it's going to the gym or eating healthy even, or, like you going on a run or something. But everybody's addicted to an extent of something. And what defines addiction to me is really like you have an urge that you have to do something, and if you don't do it, you feel like shit, or you get the withdrawal symptom, whether it's working out or anything, But I realized that my number one addiction in life, and that's beyond even the gym. Like the gym, I would say is number 2, but my biggest addiction is socialization and talking to people. And this is really strange, and I really had to, sit down, meditate, and dissect it if I really do believe that I'm addicted in it. And I honestly do, because whenever I am in a bad mood, a great example is I'll be sitting in the gym and I know I got a shit ton to do. Like, I'm stressed out. I know, like, right after the gym, I have a bunch to do. An immediate, like, hit of, like, heroin pretty much for me is for me to just go up to a stranger in the gym and just compliment them or like say like, hey man, I love your hair, or like, man, I wish I could get as big as you, or something like that. But I know what you guys are thinking that are listening to this, like, oh, isn't that a great thing? Yeah, it is a great thing. However, I feel like I'm kind of an asshole at heart because I know that I'm doing that purely not because I want to benefit them. Like, it is cool. Like, I think I get so much self gain off of just talking to people or complimenting people. It's so weird. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like, I have an addiction to talking to people. Like, and that's great for podcasting, but you know, when we're out in the streets, let's say, and there's someone that doesn't want to be bothered, like they're having a complete shit day, I have this knack that I just want to talk to them. It's really weird. And I'm sure I can get annoying. That's the con of this, that I can be definitely annoying. Like, even for Michelle, who lives with me, like if she's having a shit day where she doesn't want to talk a lot, I mean, we've gotten better at it now, but like back then, and like, I'll just want to talk, you know, but you know, better nowadays, I know how to control my urge. But yeah, I have an addiction for socialization. I wonder if there's anyone else out there that's like that. I don't know why I wrote this. First time being really jealous. Okay. So there's light jealousy and there's serious jealousy. So light jealousy is like, oh, you're jealous of someone because they have something that you don't have. So it could be a girl, like, you know, this dude's dating a girl that you have a crush on. So you're lightly jealous at him. And then there's serious jealous. Like, oh my God, my girlfriend is looking at, like, you're taking it to the extent where you're like fucking angry and you can't deal with it. You're sleeping at night thinking about it, right? So I'm talking about more of the heavy jealousy. The first time I remember being really jealous, God, if she's listening to this, I'm not going to mention names, but my first girlfriend ever, this was in high school. No, this was in middle school. Sorry, middle school. We dated, and I really felt like for the time, I thought I was in love with her, dude. Like, God, I was like so happy to see her, talk to her, all this shit, right? But anyways, this is in middle school. So definitely not real love. But I remember we got in a breakup, and I don't remember what spited it, but I do remember I was like, I think it's because she wanted to evolve and start hanging out with people who like were popular. Well, we were both popular. I wasn't really that popular, but she was popular. She wanted to hang out and go to parties and stuff, but I was more of like a stay at home or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we ended up breaking up. And I remember I heard through the grapevine, because, you know, gossip back in middle school, everybody fucking knows everything. And I remember hearing that there was a party going on and that my ex-girlfriend was starting to talk to this guy. This guy named like Diego. I think it was Diego. And Diego was this like, for his time, fit as fuck black dude. And then I found out that they started dating, bro. I was so fucking jealous and insecure, bro, because I was like, damn, Shawty left me for a fit-ass black dude. Like, I gotta take the L at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's like playing basketball with someone that's 7'3". You just gotta take an L. You can try your best, but you're at some point you're gonna be like, damn, I'll just swallow this L real quick. So that was my first time ever being jealous. And so yeah, sometimes you just gotta give it to the people out there that are just genetically better than you. All right. I wrote my parents on these notes. My parents. Okay. Don't know what I was thinking about when I wrote these, because I've been writing this all week. Just like different, you know, cliff notes of what to talk about on the podcast. But my parents are really interesting people. I think one day I will want to dive deep into my dad's story. Maybe I'll get him on the podcast. It'd be kind of hard because he speaks like broken English. He understands a lot, but he doesn't speak English well. And so he doesn't know how to articulate like grammar and certain words and stuff and structure sentences. But my father's story is probably one of the craziest stories of anyone that I know personally, because he and again, I can only tell so much because he's only told me so much. So like him saying it would be a lot more. But from what I know, before I was born, this is before even like my existence. So my father got married to my mother. They like knew each other because they were like their families were really close, and they got married at I think 17 or 18, so pretty young, right? And my father really wanted to come to America, and because at that time, I think it was in the 70, no, it was in the 80s. Um, you heard America is truly the the place of freedom, the dream world, and my dad wanted to go, and there was a refugee camp in Malaysia, which is not too far from Vietnam, but you have to take a boat or a plane. But obviously they were broke; they couldn't fly there. So he packed up his things with everyone in the neighborhood that was willing to go and go through the camp and try to get to America. And they had to figure out a way to get there because they're not going to fund it. It's a refugee camp. They don't got money like that. So they went. They found a boat. They did all that stuff, and I remember him telling me it was like a week trip to even on a boat, like for a week, and he had to survive purely on like raw vegetables. I think he said carrots, and dry ramen. And like that's so crazy for me to even think about. And they had to just drink water that they brought. And like if you drink seawater, you could get sick. And there was people that died on the boat, of course, because starvation, sickness. And then there's some boats that didn't make it because of storms and stuff like that. Anyways, that's not even the most tragic part of the story. When he got into America, he ended up. Oh, wait, no, Malaysia, sorry. When he got into Malaysia for the camp, it was packed, like ridiculous amount of people in small condensed spaces. Like I remember him saying he had to sleep in a room that's like not even bigger than this podcast studio with like 10, 12 other people, and your feet will be on someone's head, like shoulders pretty much. Like you're sleeping, touching everybody. And obviously that can cause disease, all that stuff. But the worst part of this all is the program that he went in, the refugee camp program, actually got canceled while he was there. And because it got canceled, they were not funding it anymore, the Americans, because there was a brief period after the Vietnam War where the Americans offered this, and then eventually it stopped, and they stopped one of the years that he was there. And because it stopped, everyone had to find their own way home and their own like pretty much food and stuff. Like there was programs. I mean, they would obviously help each other out selling food to make money for themselves and stuff and like trading. But damn, man, like I'm getting a little like sad just thinking about it. But yeah, my dad's story, like I remember him showing me the videos, and yeah, I'm not going to dive too deep into this because I don't want to start crying, but pretty much. Yeah, he I asked him, I was like, so what did you do all day? He was just like, you just help people, and you would just smoke cigarettes so that you're not too hungry, and you would just find food, and you'd find food wherever you could. And like, oh man, that shit's devastating to think about. Anyways, but he got stuck there for 7 years because the program got stopped. And yeah, so he didn't see my mother or Tao, my sister, for 7 years, and she was 3 or 4 when he left, like, or yeah, 3 or 4 years old, and that's such a critical time to not have a father for 7 years, and it's just so crazy for me to think about. Like my dad went through all that shit just for us to get here. Damn, I didn't really think I was gonna start crying on this motherfucking podcast, but I might actually start crying. Anyways, yeah, my father's fucking great. Yeah, he's a great dude, and he's a quiet guy. And if I ever get him on the podcast to talk about the story, I'm gonna fucking bawl. I know that there's movies made after the type of people. It's called like boat people, the boat people. If you guys search that up, it's he was one of them, and yeah, it's just so fucking crazy, man. My parents, they're fucking beast. And then my mother, dude, my mother had to sell fish
for a living. And I remember them telling me like when I was born, my dad. Okay, so eventually after 7 years, they eventually didn't want people. Malaysia government didn't want people living there anymore, so they finally had enough money to just give to them to everyone can just fucking fly back home, fly back wherever the fuck you want, because they pretty much kicked them out finally. So my dad was like, oh shit, we didn't make it to America, goes home. And you know, I remember my sister telling me she was so happy to see him, all this stuff. And then like imagine having a wife and a kid, and then after 3 years of being together and having a kid, you have to leave. And then when you leave, you get stuck somewhere. Not even like for 7 years. And imagine being my mother who doesn't know if your dad is, your husband is dead, or like, you know, like that's just fucking insane to me to think about. Like, I can't even fathom what, like how everything is and how they were. It's crazy. Anyways, then I was born. I was born when we got back, and then my mom tells me stories about how when she was pregnant with me, she would still have to work because you know they're broke, and my parents like really came from nothing, you know, as you can tell with the story, and so my mom would still work with my. Apparently, she was telling me like she would breastfeed me when I was born while like smelling like shit because of the fish market, bruh. That's just so crazy to me. They're grinders. And that's like that. I think that's part like my parents coming from that, or like me coming from this whole generation, my sister as well, that gives us a different edge in life. And it's nothing that you can control because, you know, obviously like a random person listening to this, they don't have control over what their parents did, what their previous life is. But you have the ability to look at it in a glass half full instead of glass half empty way. And I think both me and my sister used that to our advantage of like, oh shit, our parents sacrificed so much for us to be here. And like, we really came from nothing. And like, now I have a podcast, I have a YouTube channel, my sister has businesses. Like, it's just crazy for me to think about. Anyways, that was a really dark topic. I almost cried. I kind of did for a little bit. But yeah, we'll move on to funner things. I really didn't think that funner. That's not even a real word. I really didn't think that I was gonna dive that deep into that category. I literally just wrote my parents, I swear. So on a lighter note, let's talk about the Squid Games. That's not really lighter. That's more like fun though. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Squid Game is a fucking culture phenomenon. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Squid Game yet, I highly, highly recommend you guys check out Squid Game. That is such a good fucking show. It's on Netflix, and it's like, it's ridiculous how much it's grown because it's a K-drama, essentially. It's a Korean drama. And like, I won't spoil anything, but like, I'm only on episode 3. I still haven't watched episode 4. And I'm probably going to stock them all for when I go to Europe and watch them all. Or who knows, I might watch them tonight. That show is so fucking good, dude. And I've seen K-dramas before, but I've never seen something with such unique writing and plot. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to dress up as the Squid Game people for Halloween, because that would be fucking terrifying. That'd be freaking hilarious, too, to see a squad of Squid Game people. All right. So, dude, you know what's been on my mind a lot lately? FIFA 22, man. I bought FIFA 22, and it's been like 4 years since I've owned FIFA because my last one was 18. And man, it is so addicting. EA Sports and like a lot of games nowadays, they have really figured out the way to like what is it called? Get you to pay money. I haven't paid extra money into FIFA, but like a lot of games are finding ways, whether it's skins or advantage or like FIFA packs, to really get a lot of people to spend hard-earned money to get, you know, like an edge in these games. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I'm constantly thinking about FIFA when I like obviously right now in my life, I have a lot to look forward to, but I like using small things to keep me going through the day of like just work. and stuff. And right now it's FIFA. Like I will go through the work day. I'm like, all right, I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done for Europe. I gotta get that done. And at night at like 10, 11 p.m., it's FIFA time. All right. Oh, this is more financial talk. I don't know if any of you guys will give a flying fuck, but credit cards. Now, before I lose you guys, let me dive a little bit deeper in. If you were, so my sister, for instance, when her whole life in America, she didn't really know the whole credit score and how valuable it was and what credit exactly is, because no one was able to teach her, because my dad kind of knew, but my mom didn't really know. And, they're, again, first generation American, my sister. So she had to learn it herself. And I remember she told me that she used to just sign up for credit cards because they would give you like, hey, you get $100 at Macy's for a Macy's card. Sign. Boom. She didn't realize that starting all those cards impact your credit score. And if you don't keep them active, there's so many rules to credit, right? And so, honestly, no one taught me either. Like, my dad told me a little bit, but I had to learn a lot just off of YouTube videos. Shout out to YouTube, man. That YouTube has been a fucking game changer for me. You can learn more from YouTube than you can learn from college. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so I was learning all that shit, right? And I was able to get, pay off a lot of my loans, or actually all of my loans. I don't have any loans anymore. Car, everything. And then I started really just hammering in credit. And like, again, guys, if you guys want any credit tips, I'm not an expert at all, but if you guys want to DM me, I'll give you what I know. But I was able to get a credit score that's so fucking fire, bro. Like, I remember seeing my FICO recently, and it's gonna shoot down because I just applied for a new credit card like about a week ago. But yeah, so it was at 788, bruh. And at 800 to 850 is like a perfect score. So I'm like so fucking close to that shit. I'm so hyped, bruh. But yeah, so long story short, what I'm going to say is, if you guys get a high credit score, I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys apply for the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, or I think Amex has one too called the Platinum. Just look up what the benefits that fits you more. Because goddamn, bruh, I've been using this motherfucking card, and I have so much benefits racked up. It's ridiculous, bro. I knew that we had Europe coming up, so I did everything for travel on my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. And the benefits that you get, this is for people who travel a lot, by the way. So if you don't travel a lot, probably get something else. But dude, I racked up so much motherfucking points, boy. Anyways, moving on from the boring shit. Who knows? That might be interesting for some people. Let's do movie trailers. And before we do movie trailers, I want to talk to you guys about a movie I recently watched that was fucking garbage. Let me just hit screen record real quick. All right, recording entire screen. Music. Okay, here we go. So you guys can see my screen right now. Let me switch over to this. There we go. Now you guys can see my screen, and let's chat about, let me just make it like this. Sorry, I'm so OCD. Let's talk about Venom, bro. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Sorry. Whoa, what the fuck? They have a high-ass audience score. They scored an 85 in audience? That's actually crazy to me. And it scored a 59 in the critic score. To be honest, this is my personal opinion. I watched Let There Be Carnage with my boy Nate, his friends, and Zorn. Bro, this movie is a solid 54%. That's what I'm going to give it. My Rotten Tomato score. Because it's fucking, dude, it was so annoying to watch. So I had so much hype. I'm like, yo, it's a Marvel movie. The last Marvel movie I watched was fucking Fuego with Shang-Chi and the Golden Ring. Fucking amazing. So I'm watching this Venom shit. And I remember Venom 1 wasn't that bad. Like, Venom 1 was pretty entertaining. Not the best movie, but pretty good. And I'm watching Let There Be Carnage, and first off, I almost fell asleep in the first 20, 30 minutes. And to be granted, it was right after the podcast with Zorn where I drank and ate a lot. But still, the fact that it was putting me to sleep a little bit, the buildup was really slow. And then the writing was just fucking awful. fucking awful. I'm gonna say one spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler unless you've seen the movie, I guess. Like, it's like an insider. I just wanted to be your friend. Bro, that was one of the worst lines in that fucking movie. That shit pissed me off. And that was such a critical point. So long story short, one of the key pieces of the whole movie was built upon someone wanting to be someone else's friend. That's stupid to me. I'm sorry. That's just fucking stupid. It's like the Batman versus Superman shit where he's like, Martha. And it's like, you said Martha. That's my mom's name. No way, bro. That's my mom's name. You want to be best friends? Like, that movie was stupid as fuck, too. But all in all, it's a Marvel movie. So even then, it was still better than Batman versus Superman. Like, the action and the CGI, amazing. The fight scenes were pretty cool. I think, like, Carnage should have been stronger, but it was pretty cool. But really, all you should watch it for, honestly, don't even go into theaters and pay for it, in my opinion. Just watch it whenever it releases out in, like, Disney Plus or whatever. But you should watch it for the end credits, because the end credits were fucking lit. I'm not going to ruin that at all. Hold up. Sorry. I'm going to text my sister back real quick. Okay. Give me, like, 10, 15 minutes. Wrapping up a podcast. Okay, so let's do one last segment and then we shall wrap it up for today. It's a quick podcast. Next week's podcast will probably be longer, probably be like an hour and a half or whatever. We'll do the movie trailer reaction segment, and then in the next podcast, which will release next week. However, I'm filming it probably tomorrow of the actual tomorrow. I just said tomorrow, but like tomorrow in my time. I'll talk to you guys about my high school experience, and like kissing ass with teachers and shit. Current events. We'll talk about the news in the next podcast, and like I'll talk to you guys more about my high school and college life, pretty much, along with a lot of news stories that I wanted to bring up. But in the final segment of today, let's react to some movie trailers. Hopefully they don't copyright me. I don't think they will, though, because I think this is fair use. But okay, so here you guys can see I have pulled up a bunch of movie trailers. Oh, this one has Jake Gyllenhaal in it. Okay, these are all movie trailers that I haven't seen. Even though you guys see this little mark right here, it means, well, this one I actually did watch, The Matrix Resurrection. But if it has this mark here, it just means that I just preferenced it. And YouTube has this weird thing where if you put your mouse on it, it's going to count it as watching, which is weird. But, ooh, Ted Lasso on a trailer. That's a great show. Let's see which one we should watch. Let's watch. Dude, this one has The Rock. Ryan. All right, let's watch this because I haven't seen this yet. It's on Netflix, so it's probably already out. This is called Red Notice official trailer.
Special Agent John Hartley, FBI.
Let me full screen this.
Been tracking your scores for a while now.
Whoops. Okay.
Every city, every heist.
I love The Rock, man. Okay, so we got some BMW sponsor.
With red notices, you become the world's most wanted.
You know what I'm curious on? How much money did they spend on just casting? Like beyond everything, because these are three expensive ass actors to cast. You have The Rock, Gal Gadot, whatever, however the fuck you pronounce her name. Shout out to her though. And Ryan Reynolds, very expensive people to have in your movie.
Criminals. And I'm the only one who can bring you in.
Okay.
Where'd you get that jacket?
Okay, so they're bad people. The Rock is a good guy.
Nude cow whispering. Worth it.
Okay. Badass. A little bit. Okay.
Looking for something specific or just browsing?
You're under arrest.
Oh my God. Read the room.
So, off of what I'm piecing, this is kind of like a action comedy. Yeah, like it's gonna be like a 6 out of 10, but like worth one watch on Netflix because it's free kind of show. I mean, kind of movie. But that's just my assumption. It could actually be really good. Just first impressions.
You wanna arrest me?
All right, Wonder Woman.
I just want the egg.
I wonder how their chemistry is gonna be. Oh, it's in November.
I will help you.
Teamwork.
Okay, okay. Let's go.
Team. It feels weird in my mouth.
I love Ryan Reynolds, man. Okay.
Hello, boys.
To me, this just feels like every fucking action comedy. Like, and the thing about trailers, that the thing I don't like about this trailer specifically is that I feel like they put in all the highlights. I could be wrong. The movie might actually end up being great, but I feel like they're trying to do their best with putting in like big moments. But I can kind of already tell the plot just based off of this trailer, like to the extent where I kind of don't even want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably watch it still though. Oh, okay, this is something interesting.
Partner in crime.
We're work wives. We're not work wives.
Sister wife.
We're not any kind of wives.
Some action.
We both know that this whole thing is going to end with you in handcuffs.
Promises. Promises.
I'm gonna give that a 6.5 for a trailer. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But will I watch it? Maybe. Like if I have nothing else to watch, I might watch that show. I mean movie. What's that show? Oh, this is the actor from Game of Thrones. Oh, I'm not gonna like that. Anything like that, I probably won't like right there. Even though he's a great actor. Okay, let's watch this. The Guilty. I know it says that I've seen it, but I really haven't. I think my phone was just running. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, so I might actually really like this movie. Oh, it has a lot of views too, although it was a month ago.
911, this is emergency operator 625.
I've just been robbed.
Okay, sir, I need to know where you are. Last name?
Is this the fire department?
No, ma'am, you've reached 911.
Oh, so he's like a 911 like call specialist.
But I can connect you to fire. Just hold the line. What does she look like?
She was tall, pink hair, in heels.
Oh shit! You know when have you guys ever? I don't know if you guys have ever called 911, but whenever you guys call 911, that first person that reaches you is like the one that directs you to whatever department of 911 you need, whether it's ambulance or whatever. But like if you don't say anything, obviously they're just gonna call out everybody just because it might be an emergency. I think he's doing that role so far. I think that this is a great topic, dude. Jake Gyllenhaal, man.
Hey, man, can you tell me how long it's gonna take?
Oh, Netflix. Good shit, though.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
I just want to talk to you.
Okay, I'm hanging
I'm
up.
just out for a drive, sweetie, okay?
What?
Is there someone with you?
Uh-huh.
Does the person you with know you called us?
No.
Oh,
Who did they think
shit.
you called? Your child?
Yes, sweetie.
Does the person you're with have a weapon?
Oh, my God.
I need the color of the car, okay? When I say the right one, say it's fine. Red? White?
It's fine.
Is it a car?
Bro, this movie is gonna be fucking fire. I'm sorry. I'm getting goosebumps just watching this shit. Yo, like, Jake Gyllenhaal I love that fact that he's willing to take roles like this, because if you guys haven't seen Nightcrawler, it gives me Nightcrawler vibes where he just really shines as a performer. Another great actor that's like this, it would be Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He takes a lot of risk on his roles. He has this movie, a very underrated movie where he's an airplane pilot. Highly recommend you guys check that out also. Dude, fucking Jake Gyllenhaal, man. Giving me goosebumps already.
No, man.
Oh, no, just yes or no. Just yes or no answers, Emily.
I'm sorry, I have to hang up. I'm gonna die.
Oh
I have
my.
a woman who's been abducted.
What in the
What
fuck?
are we looking for?
A white van.
That's not enough.
Come on! Man, just talk to your mommy. She's gonna be
Yo.
okay.
You promise?
I promise.
Damn, the writer is
You
a
have air
true
support
detective?
available?
Negative. Air support is grounded due to fire weather.
Oh, what the fuck? What's going on now? We got the apocalypse or some shit?
There is a scared little girl whose mother has been abducted.
I need a better location.
I'll get it.
How will you get it?
Holy shit.
Emily's with you. Where are you going? What's going on?
Oh my god. Really, PD, we need medical immediately.
What's going on?
What in the fuck? Dude, this is so intense. This trailer is making me fucking have a heart attack over here, bruh.
Have your seatbelt on?
No,
Is Henry?
no.
Put yours on.
Okay.
Now listen. I need you to pull the handbrake
This is
hard.
such a low budget film too.
Pull it.
Oh my god. The Guilty? Bruh. October 1st? It's already out? I'm gonna have to watch this shit, boy. This shit's gonna give me a fucking brain aneurysm or like a fucking hemorrhoid. That was a great fucking trailer. All right, guys. I actually have to close this podcast off early. I was planning on going beyond an hour, but we're gonna have to cut it off short because I have to film stuff with my family. But I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Again, guys, I will be here next week, which is really filmed like tomorrow or the day after. But oh shit, music's still playing from an ad. I didn't even know. Sorry. But yeah, I hope you guys stick around, and I hope you guys actually enjoy these podcasts. I'm not gonna really promote them, so I'm not expecting much views. But you know, as you can see, there's gonna be a lot of emotion or random things like me crying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys next week in the exact day that this is actually uploaded on. I hope that I am having fun in Europe. All right, bye guys. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.